Good day, one and all, and welcome back to another brutal beat-em-up on Grudge Match, the show where the breakout stars of DC and Marvel Comics cross paths and force confrontations to determine who proves toughest. Today's match is a bit of a departure from the norm, as Grudge Match sees its first partners contest. Two duos will be going head-to-head to head-to-head, as four competitors put it all on the line. From DC, the avian avatars of Chaos and Order, it's Hawk and Dove, and from Marvel, the heroes for hire, Power Man and Iron Fist. Not only are these two teams of iconic duos, but similarities also exist in their powers and respective roles in their duos. One strong and stoic big guy, and a quicker, more agile partner. So let's break them down individually and take a look at them separately, starting with Hawk and Dove, first created in DC Comics back in 1968. The original duo were Hank and Don Hall, brothers who had a judge for a father who developed a lot of enemies in the criminal underworld during his time as a judge, and some of those enemies tried to have their father assassinated. So at one point, they followed one of these criminals back to their hideout and found themselves trapped in that hideout, about to be discovered. They were mystically contacted by a Lord of Chaos and a Lord of Order and given the ability to become their avatars and gain superhuman powers. So this is the Lord of Chaos, T'Char, and the Lord of Order, Taratea. Now, they were natural enemies, but these two lords had fallen in love with one another, and that also shows through in Hawk and Dove themselves, Hawk being very conservative and aggressive, and Dove being more of a liberal and a pacifist. So they embodied these two lords of order and chaos. And when they call out Hawk and Dove, they transform into their heroed costume versions. As Hawk, Hank Hall possesses enhanced superhuman strength as well as superhuman durability, virtually unlimited fighting stamina, and faster than human reaction speed as well. Dove possesses fairly similar abilities, but not quite so much on the strength and durability side, instead having more agility and a heightened degree of speed to dodge attacks rather than just take them and be able to withstand them. The two worked as a duo quite efficiently, but also joined up with other superheroes, specifically joining the Teen Titans. After years in the superhero game, Don Hall met his untimely demise and was replaced by a new Dove, that of Dawn Granger. And she possessed the exact same abilities, the same ability to transform into Dove and have the same enhanced speed, agility, reflexes, and enhanced superhuman strength as well. Hawk really requires the partnership of Dove to keep himself under control, whether that's his brother Don or the succeeding Dawn Granger, because without Dove to act as a calming influence upon him, Hawk will rage out of control, and he has actually become a supervillain without Dawn there, or Dawn, to keep him under control. Power Man and Iron Fist of Marvel Comics, the duo of Luke Cage, created in 1972, and Danny Rand, created in 1974. Now, Power Man Luke Cage, he was born Carl Lucas, and he was sent to jail for a crime he didn't commit. He was framed by his partner and best friend, Willis Stryker. While in jail, he was given the option of signing up to be experimented upon for a reduced sentence. So he took that deal and was experimented on in an attempt to replicate superhuman abilities, and it worked. He was given extreme superhuman strength and titanium hard skin. He used these abilities to break out of prison, took on the name Luke Cage since he was at the time a fugitive on the run. He would later be exonerated of all charges after it was brought to light that he had been originally framed, but he would keep the name Luke Cage and go on to be a hero for his hometown of Harlem. He met up with Danny Rand, Iron Fist, and the two became fast friends and eventual partners in the business Heroes for Hire. Danny Rand as Iron Fist was a rich child, and his parents were killed in a plane crash that Danny was also in when their plane crashed in Asia, and he was found by the monks of a mystical city known as Kunlun and was taken into their society and trained in all of their martial arts techniques. This makes Iron Fist an incredibly skilled hand-to-hand combatant. But then in addition to that training, he also became the chosen warrior and defender of Kunlun, and he had the ability to fight the immortal dragon Shao Lao. And upon defeating Shao Lao, he was able to plunge his hands into the molten heart of Shao Lao, and it gave him the power of the Iron Fist. This allows him to channel his chi for a variety of effects, most commonly to make his fists glow and become an incredibly powerful offensive weapon, striking hard enough to dent steel or obliterate concrete walls. But he can also control his chi in other ways as well, for enhanced physical skills, faster than normal movement speed, reaction speed, and agility, as well as increased healing and increased senses, so a wide variety of effects through his chi control. So, as Power Man and Iron Fist, or as heroes for hire, these two have been friends for years and have put their skills to the test as members of the Avengers, as members of their own duo, as members of a business venture where they hire out their skills to those who need them. So having taken a look at these two duos, it's time to see what would happen if they were to go against one another, which team would come out on top. That winner's going to be the heroes for hire. So Power Man and Iron Fist are going to win this contest, mostly because a straight comparison of their powers shows that Power Man and Iron Fist have a bit of an edge in most respects over Hawk and Dove. Hawk is extremely durable, no doubt about it, but Power Man's durability with his titanium hard skin is to the point where virtually nothing short of adamantium can damage him. Hawk has been able to be damaged in the past. It does take more than regular bullets or basic explosions. He's been shown being thrown through walls and hit by cars and shrugs it off without much problem. But when it comes to much more higher level attacks, he would have a lot more problems with them. He's not completely invulnerable. Part of Hawk and Dove's power set is an accelerated healing factor. Well, you won't need a healing factor if you're completely invulnerable. So neither Hawk or Dove are completely invulnerable, and Power Man's invulnerability and durability is going to be a bit higher than that. Also, Hawk's strength has been shown to be in the realm of a between 5 and 10 ton class. He has no problem ripping doors off of cars and ripping park benches out of the cement, but when it comes to anything a lot more powerful than that, he hasn't been shown capable of doing it. Power Man's strength level is in the realm of about 15 to 20 tons, so maybe about twice as much as Hawk is capable of. So Power Man being stronger and more durable puts him over Hawk. Then when it comes to Iron Fist and Dove, Dove is extremely agile and capable of dodging most attacks efficiently, but not so heavy on the offense. Dawn Hall was a pacifist, and Dawn Granger carries a lot of that pacifism through in her character as well. Dove has always preferred to dodge and get out of the way of opponents' attacks more than offering up a huge amount of offense on their own. But Danny Rand Iron Fist is capable of doing both. With the chi control, he can increase his speed and reflexes to dodge most attacks easily enough, and then his offense is extremely powerful as well. That Iron Fist attack, the heightened combat skills from the martial arts he learned in Kunlun are going to be better than the fighting skills that Dove is granted through the Lord of Order avatarism. And then another factor that comes into play is how well these two duos work together. Now, Power Man and Iron Fist are best friends, have been best friends for many years, and work very flawlessly as a team. They play off each other's strengths very well, with Danny being the faster, more agile, better fighter of the two, and Power Man being the bruiser, the tank of the two. And so they know each other's strengths and weaknesses, and they work very efficiently. Hawk and Dove work very efficiently too, but Hawk is prone to the rages and the hyper-aggressivism, and Dove has to work to calm him down, so it's almost a pushing-pulling between the two, with Dove always trying to restrain Hawk, Hawk always trying to go further. So they don't work together quite so well and quite so efficiently as Power Man and Iron Fist do. So while very comparable in powers and while very comparable in the roles of these two duos, the Heroes for Hire, Power Man and Iron Fist are going to prove to be too much for the team of Hawk and Dove. Marvel and the Heroes for Hire take home the win of this grudge match. So message me down below, let me know what you think of the outcome of this fight, and as always, suggestions for future grudge matches. Thanks for watching, we'll see you next time on the next edition of Grudge Match.